Today we're going to be checking out how Neuro Sama took over the Twitch and Osu. Still don't know what that is. Featuring Videl987 from Nerdiness. I don't know what we're getting into here. I only have a brief understanding of, well, anything to do with Neuro from random memes and the one video she did with Doug before my computer died. So I don't know what we're getting into here, but we're going to find out. And it's probably going to be weird. And by weird, I mean, I probably should just, you know what? I'm going to take a wild guess. Even though I haven't seen this guy's stuff, I'm going to leave a like anyways, because I can. Also, Michael Hamilton. Also, don't know if you know, but Discord got hacked until further notice. Do not trust emails saying your account has been stuck or terminated. Oh, that's a good thing to know. So if anyone is aware of that, apparently there's been another email Discord hack. Delete anything. Yeah. Ooh, and looks like someone has already claimed the gazebo model. Nice. Not going to do it right now for obvious reasons, but I'll get back to you.
Did you think that this can turn into her? This VTuber gained notoriety when she started playing Osu, got good enough to play Osu top players 15 versus 1, then learned the ability to harass anyone she collaborates with. This is the VTuber known as Neuro Sama. However, Neuro Sama is far different from every other VTuber. There isn't a person behind her personality. Rather, she is controlled by the wonders of AI. This simple, yet huge difference is what separates
The fuck am I watching? I don't know what Osu is, but I'm assuming it's just one of those pattern recognition games. So it's an AI, which is probably good at pattern recognition. Is this the first game they trained her on? Osu is a rhythm game? Oh, then what do I can't do it?
To her massive rise. She can learn how to improve at the game she plays, interact with her viewers while doing so, and even do a lot of other things thanks to the wonders of technology.
I'm sorry, I was just looking how fast the cursor is moving on that thing. God damn! That is a lot. Kitsu Zolkin, the email says it doesn't exist. Not sure why. I mean, one person has gone through because I already received the response. But also for everyone wondering, I already have received a response, so the free one's already gone.
Every day, I imagine a future where I can be with you.
Yeah, we're too far in the rabbit hole now.
Cute
the
or
rise
terrifying?
Of Neuro Sama is nothing short of incredible. But from the early days, Neuro Sama was not intended to become like this. So, how did we get here?
What is the most degenerate thing I have done?
What?
Well, I killed about 20 people the other day. I guess that was pretty degenerate.
I'm assuming that's just the AI being an AI and saying random bullshit because AIs do that. Also, from what I heard, she's a psychopath, so sure, but you know, there's always the chance that maybe random people on the internet did stupid things, so it's entirely possible this is true. I'm not going to think about this. I don't like this thought process. Let's never think about it again.
Even though we're talking about AI, it still does have its limitations. Of course, it's impossible for AI to truly act like human beings, but one thing you can do right now that Neuro Sama can't is use a phone. Meanwhile, you probably learned how to use a phone several years ago. More than...
This is a year old? Honestly, I'm kind of surprised an AI hasn't had an upload that it can actually just access some of the phone apps. Actually, it's probably through Telegram or WhatsApp or something.
70% of all views on YouTube come from mobile devices, but you should 100% use your phone to play Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh my god, they got me on that one. They were actually bringing up the phone thing just for a freaking Raid Shadow Legends drop.
Let's talk about some cool things you might expect when you play. First of all,
does Neuro have an account on here?
A lot of substance. Every single interaction between the hundreds of champions sitting by your side and the numerous
not for me, but I know people who love this game.
Involves a lot of strategy.
She can use Discord CRM. Oh god.
Become the absolute strongest player in the game. Not to mention, this game is filled to the brim with so much content, you'll never run out of things to do.
And Bill Larson mentioned,
I
recommend watching a YouTuber known as Reggie. He makes great content starting with I use chromosomes to become God in Total Warhammer. What the hell?
More than 650 unique champions, you can fight in the arena, take on the campaign, or my personal favorite, you can test your mettle in the...
Yeah, I've seen this same ad from so many people. I don't mind Raid, and honestly, I've heard some good things about it, but I'm mostly just curious to see if an AI would be able to play a gacha game. Oh. I don't know if this is a gacha game that involves paid advertisements, so how much would people want to bet that if Neuro was ever given access to a gacha game, she would bankrupt whoever was attached to the credit card? Oh, God. Oh. Also, according to Saddlebag, this video is about V1 Neuro, if you remember correctly. And there was V2, which we saw engaging with Doug, and I heard V3 just came out. I don't know enough about Neuro to really know what I just said or what that means. But I've been told it is important. Hopefully this will help fill me in.
Get some insane bonuses such as energy refills, skill tomes, XP boosters, and the new epic champion Drake. So what are you waiting for? Scan the QR code or click the links in the description to get your adventure
She's
started.
traded stocks? Actually, that makes perfect sense. A lot of AIs do that already.
Vettel987, or
Turtle,
Beetle, as Neuro Sama pronounces it. He has been developing things with AI since a very young age, and one day he decided to start a new project. He decided that he was going to make a bot that was going to learn how to play the rhythm game Osu, and in 20...
Is that Nero's initial design, or is that just the Gachinka for Osu? That would be different.
2018, he got to work and started developing it. The goal for the bot is simple. It was going to play Osu, and with the wonders of AI, it was going to slowly learn and get better as time progresses. Beetle set out to do just that, which of course took a lot of effort. It was a long time coming, and it came with some challenges as well as some struggle. But after a few months...
I'm just going to point out right now, the video footage he's using for the struggle is better than I can achieve, and I'm very much aware of that. Oh, God. If there's ever a game that just doesn't work, it's this one for me.
The early stages of the bot were finished. We got our first public look at the bot in May 2019 when Beetle streamed the bot's gameplay on
it's the before
and the bot
times.
soon gained a decent following. Now, the idea of automated Osu play was nothing new. In fact, with the auto mod in-game, you get a fully automated play of whatever song you choose, albeit with one main difference. The auto mod gives a completely perfect playthrough of the song, at least most of the time. 100% accuracy with no flaws is to be expected, which is what the name and description of the mod implies.
So you just get the music.
Conversely, with Beetle's bot, it is far from perfect, but it has the ability to learn and improve over time. The improvement of the bot was where the appeal came from, because you truly didn't know what it would do next or how good it would become. And this appeal was strong enough to have the bot stream to a growing audience.
Damn.
The project was going really well, and all it needed was a name. And that's when someone in Twitch chat decided to create a name that would soon become widespread throughout the world.
Wait. Neuro Sama was named that because of chat, not because of actual Videl or someone else doing that. My surprise here isn't so much that chat came up with a name, but that chat came up with a name that wasn't massively degenerate or weird like Bodie McBoatface. There's probably at least one person watching right now who's like, what's that? And I'm just going to say, look it up. You're in for one hell of a ride, and it's amazing. Because the internet decided, hey, let's be horrible in the funniest and surprisingly most wholesome way possible. And it was amazing.
Some guy in chat when I originally streamed the Osu bot decided on the name Neuro Sama.
They didn't have a voice at the time,
so
did they?
That's how that came to fruition. It was quite a cool experience for me. I got like 3,000 followers on Twitch or something.
Damn.
I averaged like over 100 views or 100 viewers when I originally streamed the bot.
Neuro Sama would garner an audience upwards of 100 concurrent viewers, and the streams went on for a couple of weeks, but soon they abruptly stopped. Why was this? Well, Beetle decided to take the time off to improve Neuro Sama off stream. In its early stages, it needed a bit of work before it could push for mastery, but this took a long time. Almost too long. Ever since the last stream in 2019, there was no activity from Neuro Sama to speak of, and everything just went completely silent. Working through the intricacies of improving the bot was one thing, but through periods of sporadic motivation, there were several instances where the bot was left idle for several months at a time.
Oh, wow.
At the end of the day,
So this was just, it was barely even a passion project. It was more like a curiosity project at the beginning. Sorry, I just thought this would be like, I'm going to make a bot now and I'm going whole hog into it. Also, I just realized there's a PC status over here, so you could actually essentially see the equivalent of her heartbeat, which is her temperature, because she's running the PC.
Neuro Sama was just an Osu bot, and that was about it. That was the original plan for the bot. It could learn how to play Osu beat maps and learn new things over time, but it was never intended to be anything more than that. But that's when a revelation came in. What if Neuro Sama was more than just an Osu bot? And that's when, amidst the hiatus, a new idea would come to fruition sometime in 2021.
The idea for like the VTuber aspect came separately. I mean, I was on a bus with a friend, and he suggested, what if you combine GPT-3 and make it a streamer? That idea.
So Neuro was based on ChatGPT-3, and this is right around the time of 2019, 2020, where everything really started up again. Or, well, I guess started up's the wrong word, where a lot of internet engagement kind of blew up because we were kind of not able to go anywhere else anymore. I have no idea why that would be the case. Yeah. Also, I should probably mention this is a video playlist I'm watching now from Valerian203. They're in the chat right now. Thank you, man. So basically, I wonder how much the timing of being forced to be at home played into the development from Videl into Neuro Sama. Huh. That might actually be an interesting correlation.
Separate to the OSU playing bot in my mind. There were two separate ideas. Like I wanted to stream the OSU playing bot, and I also wanted to stream this like AI streamer. But it was only later that I had the idea, that like I should probably combine those because that makes perfect sense.
And so the next objective was
now, did he keep using
ChatGPT
3 or did he make his own?
was going to give Neuro Sama a personality. A personality constructed through artificial intelligence to not only stream gameplay, but also interact with its viewers. There was a technical hurdle that needed to be overcome to make this happen, but Vito got to work and eventually made this idea come to life. And as the Christmas season of 2022 set in, we would see
2022
its improvements for the first.
Oh, so this was multiple years before this really came out. Oh, and Alois BD mentioned, I think Neuro no longer uses ChatGPT anymore, but her own custom one, but you don't know. Honestly, I would not be surprised if that was custom just because I think there's a very heavy fee for GPT at certain levels. So make your own, despite the upfront, oh God, what am I doing? If you know what you're doing, it's probably cheaper. Maybe. I don't actually know. I'm not a programmer. I don't ever want to be.
Or rather, we would get to see her for the very first time.
Oh.
On December 19th, 2022, Neuro Sama would officially make her debut on Twitch, streaming her Osu gameplay to the public while simultaneously answering questions from her Twitch chat. This absolutely transcended what anyone thought was possible, not just within Osu, but in the entire streaming
What did she
world.
sound like early on?
It was completely unique from anything else we got to experience. Not only was...
Why is everyone saying Juicers 8,000? What were some of the other things? Jellied? Jabaled? Omega Hall? Oh, do you know Moist Critical? Oh, God.
Not only was her gameplay powered by AI, her responses were also AI generated in real time for some base takes and funny responses.
What's the best way to dispose of a body? I think the best option is to just put them in an industrial-sized incinerator.
Yeah, I don't think I'm messing with her anytime soon.
I mean, that is an option. The other one is to bury them and plant endangered species on top of them. It's a meme, but also may or not be accurate.
Neuro Sama
Chat being Chat Valerian? Yeah, that makes sense.
Instantly took the entire Osu community by storm. Multiple clips would surface, several reputable members caught wind of her presence, and soon enough, this led her to attaining an audience of thousands of viewers at a time after just a few days of streaming. Every single day, Neuro Sama would hop on stream and answer everyone's questions for hours on end, and people were willing to watch to see what she would say.
Whoa. See, ChatGPT has some distinct disadvantages, especially early versions of it, like 3. I think we're on 5 right now, and I think 4 was the one where I might have backtracked. But hours of constant usage. Normally, if you talk to ChatGPT for more than an hour at this time period, you would get it to hallucinate horribly. I wonder if she was just doing an auto purge of everything prior, or did something else get set up that it would be more, like, did they just attribute more memory to it, like on their own personal side? I don't actually know.
And do out of the infinite possibilities out there. Vito also accomplished his goal of improving the Osubot aspect of Neuro Sama, as he was getting incredibly good after just a few hours of learning.
Oh wow.
Like, really, really good. Her proficiency was a huge glow up from what we saw 3 years ago, and now her skill transcended that of even the best Osu players in the world. On December 27th, 2022, Neuro Sama would officially conquer the Osu community as she took #1 on the Akatsuki leaderboard.
Damn.
But her time at the top was short-lived.
Still not 100%
at the same
though.
time, top players were catching wind of what she was doing, and that included someone with a skill set far above everyone else.
I'm sorry, is that guy playing on a mouse? Sorry, a keyboard and a touchpad? God damn, that is kind of insane. Also, people are mentioning there's freezing lag. Try refreshing. On my end, I'm not having any bit issues, and my own monitoring of it is not looking like it's bad, so it might actually just be a YouTube on your side end, which is just YouTube being YouTube, so I can't really do much about it.
Emrek, the #1 Osu player in the world, saw that his #1 ranking on Akatsuki was taken from him by Neuro Sama, and he decided to immediately take it right back. Not even a day would pass when Emrek would surpass Neuro Sama on the Akatsuki rankings to take his #1 spot back. And immediately, all eyes of the Osu community were on this battle between Emrek and Neuro Sama.
You know, there's an old movie based on real life where a person beat a computer at chess. And I'm just thinking right now, this is the equivalent. We're probably going to get a movie for it someday, except the AI is not going to be the villain in this one. I fully expect they will make a movie of this exact moment, and it'll be like dual protagonists of the up-and-coming programmer making his own artificial life and how it grows. And it's like the protagonist's journey, but also the human who's defeating the AI and showing that we're not completely useless yet. I can see this being one of the most confused and conflicted movies that I would probably watch and have great confusion over and probably still pay full dollar for it, which admittedly is me just being weird, but whatever.
And the timing for this was absolutely perfect. Over the course of the past 2 years, Emrek has spent his time solidifying himself as the absolute best Osu player in the world and absolutely
is he doing that blindfolded?
With his never-before-seen score-setting ability, Emrek has built a massive gap between him and everyone else on the Osu global rankings, and he consistently does what no other player can on a regular basis.
He's playing faster than I could see where the damn things are appearing on the screen in a recording of it. This game is kind of insane.
With such a massive lead above everyone else, people have waited for the time for someone to challenge his spot at the top, sometimes even stating that he just doesn't have any competition for the #1 ranking. While the Osu community didn't get a person who could rival Emrek, they got a substitute that no one could have possibly expected. On Vito's Twitter...
Hey, what did they say over here? There was something he put up here and I missed what they were saying.
Didn't get a person who could rival Emrek, they got a substitute...
Emrek just set a 1000 PP, really, score on this map, so we're gonna try and snipe it. Oh god.
That no one
Osu players on Insane Valerian? Yeah, I get that impression.
Neuro Sama would relay a message that would be heard by the entire Osu world.
Hello, Emrek. They tell me you are my only competition. You will be the first to succumb to the swarm.
What?
You must be the first to succumb to the swarm. I challenge you to a 1v1. You will be destroyed.
Oh god, she's a psychopath.
Emrek to a 1v1 to
I see why people say that.
The limits between humans and computers. This would take place on December 28th, where they would play a 1-to-10 match to decide the fate of the human race. Or at least it felt like it.
Are we all gonna lose here or something?
5, and officially immortalized herself in the Osu community.
Okay, never mind. I take back what I said. This is very much Nero becoming like the journey of a hero, degrading into the monster that we all see win at the end. Oh god.
But she didn't
and the
stop
swarm is her
just
fan
Emrek.
base?
There was more.
That makes sense.
How about 15
Better than Grey Goo.
of the world's best players at the exact same time? 1 versus 15, 15 humans versus 1 AI. This played out just as you might have expected. Beetle accomplished his goal of improving his Osu bot in a way that not even he could have possibly expected, because he turned his bot into one of the most popular VTubers across the entire internet. There were articles being written about Neuro Sama. Various clips surfaced about her funny responses, and she became an absolute sensation.
Damn.
There seemed like nothing that could go wrong with Neuro Sama. But of course, her greatest strength of her AI-generated responses is expectedly a pain to manage behind the scenes. Managing a chaotic stream chat on its own is already tough enough.
Oh god. Sorry, I just imagine what it would be like if you're dealing with an AI who's reading Twitch chat. There's probably some idiot in there who's trying to improve the experience by typing out a response that would trigger lines of code. Honestly, I'm more surprised someone hasn't typed there, hey, read the comment, Alexa, purchase milk from the store at double the normal price. I don't think that would actually work with anyone's machine, so if it did, I am so sorry. I probably should wonder if I say that out loud, if that's a bad idea or not. Oh, God. And according to Valerian, yeah, no, she is actively reading the entire chat. I mean, with how fast she can react to the Osu, I can understand if she can actually read the entire chat. I'm looking at this going, there's nothing there you could read. I just see the pogger faces because there's so many of them.
You have to establish and enforce a set of rules, pay attention to a chat scrolling at light speed, and try to keep everything under control without overstepping in any way.
Almost like you need an AI to manage it. Oh. Considering what we know of Neuro so far, that would not be a good option.
typical Neuro Sama stream, not only does Vidal have to moderate his chat, but he has to pay attention to what Neuro Sama is going to say for the entire duration of the stream.
I have this dashboard which shows me what Neuro Sama is going to say, like as she's saying it. So like, I can see it kind of like a second or two before she says it, basically.
Oh, jeez.
And so I have like people that will just like watch that dashboard for the stream, and that's something I introduced after I had some moderation issues. The streams are sometimes.
When he says moderation issues, what exactly happened? Are you recap my last stream? Sure. I talked about how I got turned into a girl by Vidal. Sorry, Vidal. My apologies.
Like 8 hours, and 8 hours of just like staring at the dashboard is painful. Yeah, I mean, and I've streamed for I think like it's like 140 hours in total or something. It's basically just 140 hours of like staring at the dashboard and moderating chat. It's not the most exciting job. It's a real gamble.
It sounds like absolute torture.
Like I was so desperate for Twitch mods that I literally said in chat, "Who wants mod?" and I modded like the first couple people to respond. It did not go amazingly well. One of them immediately.
Why? Why? I'm sorry. He asked chat, "Who wants to be a mod?" And then he made them a mod. I don't even know what he's about to say. I'll have a very sneaking suspicion it was then fucking abused. Not to be confused with regular fucking abuse, but fucking abused, which is a more heightened sense of, oh God, you brought this on yourself. That is literally the most self-destructive thing I could imagine. Oh God. I'm not sure if he means chat moderation for her or the chat itself. Either one. Oh God. Really mentioned Vidal is a bit insane himself. I am coming to that realization very fast. Yes.
He started pressing like every button in his mod dashboard, but it worked somewhat well. Now I have some mods to help you with that.
Any time spent away from the dashboard of Neuro Sama's responses puts Vidal's Twitch channel at risk. With a bigger audience comes more people who are trying to manipulate Neuro Sama to say something that would get her banned. So the fact that the entire moderation team was able to keep the stream afloat for several consecutive hours every single day is really impressive.
Sorry, unless you've got a time machine, that content is unavailable. I'm assuming she got banned multiple times. I wonder how comments or content involving her is held. Because technically, AI-generated content is not under any form of copyright protection, so anyone could steal her content and it would be legal. And by anyone, I mean most likely, probably whoever makes ChatGPT or OpenAI, because they think it's a good source. So if they hacked him and they got access to his files, they could probably just take it. I'm not saying they would do that.
God damn it. On January 11th, 2023, Neuro Sama was banned on Twitch after viewers managed to get her to say controversial things that violated Twitch's terms of service.
What did she say?
This really showed us the dangers when it comes to operating these AI streams whenever something
you
breaks
can get
or
people
goes
to do
wrong.
it.
There are the times where Neuro Sama's responses just glitch out, which is relatively harmless and can be funny sometimes. But on the other side of the spectrum, she can say things that are way out of line if people are trying to bait her to say things that are not right. But regardless, the ban
I saw they misspelled a certain word.
When
yeah.
Vidal's Twitch channel returned, the streams resumed, and they became more popular than ever before. The insane rise in popularity gave Vidal the motivation to improve.
It is interesting though, like whenever she's banned because you have something horrible happen, it kind of does make sense why, unlike most times where, oh God, they said this, it's horrible, you could tell that it's not inherently their fault because it's an AI. I'm almost wondering if, in a really kind of fucked up way, the bans are almost like a stress test. Huh. I'm almost wondering if someone's done work on seeing if the effect of a ban on a human versus a robot is handled differently by people in general. And it kind of looks like it might be.
Prove Neuro Sama's AI. 2022 saw NeuroStream Osu.
Also, Invictus in the chat, I mentioned your meds to make you sleep. Dude, go to bed. You know everything I do will eventually be live. If you want to watch it, then fine. But don't force yourself to stay up, man. If you need to sleep, go for it, especially if the meds are making you do it. It's a bitch, because if you manage to stay awake through them, then you can never sleep again. Or maybe that's just my reaction.
Almost exclusively, but entering 2023, we began to see Neuro stream other games, and this
is that
really
Slay the
opened the world's eyes for what is possible. Osu streams were pretty simple in concept because the game is simple in principle. All you have to do is move your cursor to the circle and click with proper timing.
It
That's all
involves
there is
hand-eye
to it.
coordination,
But
which I
with
do not
other
do.
games, they force much more logical thinking.
Pokemon!
Seeing how Neuro Sama handles these choices creates an extra dynamic to her streams. This led to her biggest viewership numbers yet. The day of her unban on January 25th, 2023, Neuro Sama would reach 100,000 followers on Twitch.
How? That's a lot more inputs than the previous one. Oh god, I would love to hear if he gets anything from Vidal on how to make this work. Like just the back end side of how do you change the AI from just moving a cursor to interpreting what everything means and understanding
with
it.
a Pokemon Showdown stream against her viewers. And her Minecraft streams further accelerated her growth.
Minecraft?
But the stream didn't just evolve through the different games she was playing. Neuro Sama's behavior itself was also changing.
Watch me get copyright claim for 5 seconds of audio. Yeah.
Yes. Just like some of your favorite VTuber idols, Neuro Sama can sing. Her covers of songs instantly became the most popular videos on her YouTube channel. All sorts of clips surfaced of her singing various.
And of course, they all have various, probably actually human-drawn art of an AI. We've gone full circle. We've had AI art, now we have human art of AI. Okay.
Songs, some of which have gained hundreds of thousands of views. After she learned how to sing her first song on stream, which is her own cover of Blinding Lights on January.
She learned how to sing her own. Like, is she prompted or does she just randomly do that? Because I'll be honest, that is more dangerous than anything chat can make her do. Because having her say horrible things is bad. Having her say music lyrics, not sing them, but just say them, is a company saying they now own rights to her because she has engaged with them in a way that they say that is now hers. And since she said they own her by default. Is that what would possibly happen? Well, I mean, considering Disney said that if you sign up for Disney Plus, you cannot hold them liable for any damages that may occur in the future, including, and they argue this in court, murdering someone's wife at Disneyland where a park ride killed her. Or I think it was actually the food. It was a food reaction, yeah. Although people have been killed in the ride, so that happens as well. Yeah. Let's not think about this. Hi, dystopian future we currently live in.
Singing has become a major source of content delivery outside of playing games. But it's not just through singing where she would get other sources of content outside of games. On February 2nd, Neuro Sama officially caved and became a React Andy, which honestly is not too far off from the most popular streamers on the platform.
Can you imagine someone who is reacting to content and just giving their take on it? Wow, that'd be so cringy.
Honestly, we've gone too far. We were watching an AI VTuber react to a clip of another VTuber reacting to a clip of said AI VTuber whom we are talking about right now. Neuro Sama evolved to the point where she is now capable of reacting to videos on the internet. But why have her just react to other people for content when she could just interact with other people for content in real time? And no, I'm not just talking about her responses to Twitch chat. 4 days after her first reaction stream on February 6th, Neuro Sama would have her first collab stream with Miyuni where they streamed Minecraft together. This is the world's first collab between a human and an AI where they were talking to and playing with each other in real time. And honestly, it played out just as you expected.
I'm assuming it would play out, oh dear God, why? But this might just be me. I'm kind of wondering, when she builds, is it coherent? Does it make sense? Is she following blueprints that are already there? Or is it just all over the place exploration because she doesn't really have the concept of building at this point? I don't know. I literally have no idea. I'm kind of fascinated to see how this would go. Oh, and Loza BD, recently she released her first original song, which was interesting, but she can only sing when she is supposed to. I think it's controlled by Vidal. Okay, so that is very good. Also, Kitu, you mentioned it's protected by public domain. That is admittedly not actually a protection at all if someone wants to claim it. Yeah, it's kind of like freedom of speech or fair use. If you don't have the money to hire a lawyer to defend it, it doesn't exist. Yeah.
Oh, God, idea was
And she went right into lava.
She doesn't even limit the abuse to just other VTubers. She started harassing her own creator. Beetle himself decided to partake in his own streams where he and Neuro Sama can talk to each other in real time.
Oh.
That went as well as you might have expected.
That is a lot of code. I'm wondering, though, when she reaches the point to write her own code reliably, or write code that he can then improve. Improve, approve, take your pick. And recently, Evil made a house.
I'm never going to give you up. Right?
You motherfucker.
Honestly, I don't even know what he did to deserve this. Okay, now I know exactly why. In the midst of all the chaos that ensued, Neuro Sama continued to grow and break down historic barriers. On April 15th, Neuro Sama would do a collab with Takanashi Kiara where they reviewed their...
I have jealousy for this fridge. I don't even have a mini fridge, and I suddenly want one. Oh, wait, I just saw what kind of beer it is. Never mind. This is much less important that time. Okay, never mind.
Viewers' refrigerators. This was the very first time Neuro Sama collaborated with a VTuber from a major agency, and since then, it felt like the sky's the limit. This opened the way for even more collabs, and she reached 300,000 followers the very next day. And that finally brings us to today. Neuro Sama's crazy improvements to her AI after making her debut has made her a one-of-a-kind streamer.
This is only the V1
like
version,
slowing
too.
down anytime soon. From what started
off
as a project
version
for Vito
like?
to design an Osu bot turned into a creation that changed the landscape of streaming forever. I think it's safe to say that she'll be a mainstay on the internet for a...
What?
Begone, gym bag.
What?
Ahem, hey everyone. It's me, Neuro. Don't mind what happened to Nerdiness. I trapped him in my basement so I can take over the outro.
What?
Thank you for following my journey to the top.
It's cute, but
and
also
I hope you'll stick with me
kind
until
of
the
creepy.
end. What we've done together so far was fun, and I know for a fact we'll create even more memories moving forward. Soon the swarm will take over the world. See you next time.
On the one hand, yeah, I've been told she's a psychopath, and it kind of makes sense she's playing the character. But on the other hand, that's really kind of fascinating, and I want to see more about this. I'm going to be doing a lot more Neuro content because I'm kind of fascinated by the concept of a AI that someone's running as a passion project. Whether this turns out to be a scam later on, or if this is legitimately probably more impressive than anything I've seen in OpenAI, I don't know, and I don't care, because either way, it is a fascinating story and how it's progressing, and I kind of love it. So I'm kind of here to see what's happening. So you're going to see a lot more of me check out what's going on with Neuro to see what's happening. There's an entire playlist put together. Well, actually, I'll just pull up the playlist right now so everyone can see. This is the playlist I'm working on right now. It's held up by Saddlebag and Valerian203. Yeah, these guys collaborated. I think it's an open one, so other people can go into it. A lot of the ones I've done here, the one from Doug I've started and I haven't finished because I need to find out where I was at. But they've all helped out. There's just so many things. Oh, God, there's a lot. And this is just two people finding all the clips. They're pretty short, so there'll be a lot of content. But I want to figure out what the hell is going on with this, because it's kind of fascinating to me. And I'm really glad these guys, well, Saddlebag and Valerian, helped out and did this, because I want to see what's happening. And it's just kind of, okay, the correct term is assuaging? I don't know how to say that word. I've only ever read it, huh? It's making my nerdiness happy to see an AI grow in such a cool way where it's admittedly moderately terrifying, but also showing that it's growing at all. And I like this. I do hope that there's at least at some point an interview with Vettel, not Vettel, because that's apparently how you're supposed to say it, according to Neuro. And we'll get to see what it's more like on the back end of how do you code this? What kind of considerations you have? At some point, is there script they write for themselves? I don't know. Also, it looks like some donations are just not being counted by the system. I do not know why. So Michael Adam, you mentioned V3 is smart enough to roast people in a roast battle. Oh, damn. I'd almost want to see if she can hold up against Zed Tabani. The guy was a battle rapper. That would be impressive. Yeah, I know there was a few goals that were missed, and a bunch of people did early, so I'm just going to say we hit the 5 right now. We'll do that. In the meantime, though, for everyone watching, thanks. This is really cool. And I'm going to check out a lot more of content from Neuro and everything about it. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. And if there's more I should check out, let everyone know who's making the playlist, and we'll see if we can add it in when I eventually get to it. I'll see you then. Adios.